Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play Promise to Never Let You Go in their Yandere Danes and Vanished IO. Let's begin. Okay, history principle? Definitely go for this one. ... What is your name, I believe? I have to do translate real quick. What is your name? Yep. YN. Before starting, you will use a character. Venom. Venom pronouns will be used. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes. There are 3 appearance models available. The version you chose will be definite and cannot be changed later. Unless you have a different playthrough, right? All images and sprites for your character will be used to select appearance. I'll do version 1. Tell me, what kind of love do you wish to experience? Male route. Life can be cruel, but you will always be the giver. You promise, don't you? YN. Those words were childish promise. Today, however, the memory feels more like a lucid dream than reality. Sometimes, I doubt if those words truly existed, or if they were just a product of my imagination. My path took a different turn shortly after that. I was adopted by a family that surrounded me with a genuine affection. I can't complain about my upbringing. I had the warmth and security that every child deserves. My adolescence followed a similar line. I was never the girl who grabbed all the attention or the most popular, but I didn't let anyone walk all over me either. I learned to defend myself, to find my own space. Now, in adult stage, things haven't changed drastically. My life has found its own balance, built on small pillars. My independence, my friends, my work, the university. My adoptive mother died just a year ago, victim of an illness that understood no reason. It wasn't anyone's fault. I know. I repeat it to myself constantly. Not knowing it doesn't stop the world from having become a strange place. Nothing was the same ever since. That same year, pushed by the need for fresh air, I entered the university and moved as far away as I could. My relationship with my father didn't improve with the distance. I know it isn't his fault, that no one is to blame, but his presence only makes me remember what we both lost. Being together only served to free feed and unease, one that suffocates me. Or perhaps the explanation is far simpler. I'm just afraid to face him, to look Rowdy in the face, and hate myself for it. I hate it so much. I woke up to the sound of the alarm. I moved my head slightly on the pillow and let out a sigh. For a moment, the temptation to close my eyes again was almost irresistible. To sleep a little more. Just 5 minutes, maybe 10. The bed was warm, the blankets were soft. I felt my body sinking into the mattress with every second that passed. But I couldn't let my lazy instincts take over. I slowly turned my body until I was sitting on the edge of the bed. I stayed there for a few moments, with my feet dangling, trying to convince my brain that starting the day was a good idea. I wasn't succeeding. My muscles felt stiff, as if it hadn't actually rested at all. I rubbed my eyes with both hands, trying to clear away the sleepiness. That feeling again. I shook my head to banish the thought. It must be nothing, I whispered to myself. I didn't have time to waste on strange dreams. Finally, I placed my feet on the floor. The contact with the cold floor finished waking me up, or not. I stretched my arms above my head. They creaked slightly with the movement. Maybe I should. My voice sounded more resigned than convincing. Remember the silence for a few minutes, staring blankly at the shoe laying on the floor, while my brain finished booting up. It was like an old computer. It took time to start. It was only a few moments before I managed to stand up. I had a long day ahead of me today. I can't stay in bed for any longer. Ooh, point click. The day looks really beautiful. I feel like today will be a good day. I do remember there being so many plants at home, much less those red flowers. I didn't remember putting them there, although it's not like I know much about botany either. Possibly one of the girls bought them for me and forgot to tell me. What kind of flowers could they be? I'll have to ask. I walked to the kitchen. I poured myself a bowl of cereal with milk and ate it. Today, I finally have the day off. When I finished, I washed the bowl quickly and put everything back in its place. It's best if I hurry. Go to the cafeteria. Diana mentioned that she needed help. I suppose anything's better than staying in bed all day. At least, this way my brain will have something to occupy itself with. The feeling of fresh morning air hits my face as I open the door. If I run, I'll surely get there faster. I locked the door and started the day. I was running a bit hurrying. I dodged a woman loaded with bags. I jumped over a puddle, and then turned a corner onto the main avenue. My breathing is just a little heavy. It'll be a lot more heavy than a little for me. I really should exercise more. Oh, mine's just asthma. I barely run a couple of blocks, and I'm already exhausted. Turning one last corner without slowing down. And then, disaster. Ah! I crash into something. No, into someone. My feet get tangled. I lose my balance. My body leans forward, unable to stop the momentum. Wait! Too late. The impact is dry, enough to leave me disoriented for a few seconds. For an instant, my brain simply stops working for a few seconds. I blink slowly, dazed. I open my eyes. The first thing I find is a face. Ooh, he's cute. A boy. He's right beneath me. His eyes are wide open. That's when my mind finally processes everything. I'm on top of him. I'm in the middle of the street. I find the heat starting to rise my cheeks. Oh. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking where I was going. I quickly offered him a hand, my face burning with embarrassment. Seriously, I'm so incredibly sorry. He blinks a couple of times before taking my hand. I help him up, and once he's standing, he starts brushing off his clothes. I notice the boys things are scattered all on the ground. Are you okay? I didn't hurt you, right? I watch him with concern. It's early, and I'm already knocked over strangers in the street. Simply great. Okay, this is technically help him. Go over to Google Translate. I take a deep breath. I'm so sorry. I was in so much of a hurry, and well, I ended up running into you. I could bend down to pick up the things that were scattered across the asphalt. It wasn't intentional, I swear. He seems bewildered at first, but also he crouched down to help me too. Pencils, some fine brushes, some bottles of paint. Everything's fine. I hurried to pick up several colored pencils that rolled away. Even so, it's my fault. Pencils, some fine brushes, and small bottles of paint. That's when I noticed it. My stomach churns when I see the shining trail on the ground. One of the balls broke. The paint is spilling everywhere. Oh no! I pick up the damaged bottle. I ruined it. I'm really sorry. I could pay for it. I could pay you for it. Please, tell me how much is. Seriously, it's not necessary. No, but let me at least. Really, it's fine. We stand like this for a few seconds, until finally, I let out a sigh of defeat. Okay, I'm so sorry. Really, my fingers tying around my arm again. Now I really have to go. I hope you have a good day. My legs start protesting when I finally turn the last corner. I slow down until I stop in front of the place, with my breath coming into short gasp. I lean over slightly, resting my hands on my knees, and, well, I try to get air back into my lungs. I made it. Finally. I lift my head. I push the glass door to go in. The cafe is empty. Or almost. Behind the counter, a girl is arranging pastries in the display case. Upon hearing the bell, she looks up. Oh! Lion, you're here already. Apologize for being late. I'm sorry, Danny. No problem, actually. You aren't that late. Oh, really? That's right. It was I also just arrived a few minutes ago. Don't stress so much. Relax. A bit. Well, I finished organizing this. I nodded silently and took a seat, taking an opportunity to check the time on my phone. It was true. It was still very early. I don't understand why I started running like that. Not that I think about it calmly again. Now that I think about it calmly again, I feel very bad for that guy from earlier. What embarrassment I went through for being in such a rush and not watching where I was going. I sighed, trying to also release the tension in my shoulders, and returned my gaze to Danny. I'm going to say Danny. Ask if she brought the red flowers to the apartment. Hey, by the way, was it you who left the red flowers on my terrace? Danny remained thoughtful for a moment. Flowers? Me? No. Did flowers just appear at your house out of nowhere? Yes. Are you sure you didn't buy them yourself and got because of the exams? You know you had your head in the clouds lately. Well, I gave flashbacks. No more gaslighting. I didn't. I'm completely sure. Well, then maybe you have some secret admirer with very refined taste. Danny, that's not funny. If it was really like that, it would be more creepy than romantic. What kind of secret admirer breaks into someone's terrace to leave gifts without notice? Yandere? Edward Cullen, which technically is kind of Yandere. That's not a cute gesture. It's invasive. Better forget. I prefer to think that I did buy them and forgot. Ask about the vacation plans. And what do you plan to do now that we're finally have vacation? An epic trip in mind? No trips for now. In fact, I plan to spend almost all my afternoons with Madison. I feel like we've drifted apart a bit these last few weeks because of the stress and long nights of studying. I miss her a lot, you know. I need to make up for lost time with her. And you? Have you thought about getting back with your father? It's been more than a year since. To mention my family, I always felt like a wound that wouldn't close. That's not something interesting right now, Danny. I still don't feel ready, and I prefer not to talk about that. Not for now. It's okay. I'm sorry. I understand perfectly about the exams. And regarding all this, how did your exams end up going? I survived, and that's already saying a lot. Honestly, there was a moment during the exam where I even forgot my own name. That bad with exam. I think my brain simply decided no more information would fit. But anyway, the teacher gave me a look of it could have been worse when handing in the paper. I handed in the paper. So I choose to believe I passed. Well, maybe you should look at the grade just in case. Just handing the paper doesn't mean anything. Ask about the boss's absence. The boss didn't come today? It's strange to me to see him not walking around here. He did come, but he's locked in his storage room. Today, the heavy shipment of supplies was arriving, and you know how he gets with inventories. He said he would stay there until he checks that everything arrived in perfect condition. Ask what she needs help with. So, if the boss is in the storage room and you're here, what exactly do you need my help for? The boss gave me permission to use the cafe kitchen today. I plan to bake a special cake for Madison. For our anniversary. It's true. Without so much academic workload and the chaos of the finals, I almost forgot that today was a special day for my two best friends. That's right, the anniversary. Graduations. Which one is it now? The second? That's right, 2 years of putting up with each other. Even though these last few weeks we've been so distant because of studying. I want to do something special to show the love is still there, intact. Now that's really cute. I'm envious seeing how much you love each other. You love each other. Though, I meant you make me feel like the third wheel in the relationship. I let out a little laugh to lighten the mood, feeling happy for them. You're single because you want to be, Ryan. Huh? Don't tell me you haven't noticed. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Cedric. No, that's not... Please, it's obvious from miles away that the boy overflows with love for you every time he sees you. He just stays there like he's hypnotized. To be fair, if he's not coming up to me and saying, "Can you go out?" then I won't. When do you plan to respond to his feelings? Well, I could just have something on my teeth the entire time. I feel like it's because of my inexperience. It's not that I don't feel anything for him. I mean, Cedric, well, he's attentive, patient, and he has that way about him that I don't know. I lower my gaze to my hands, fidgeting with the hem of my clothes. But panics me, Danny. I never had a relationship, not even anything close to what you two have. I'm so inexperienced with all this that I'm terrified of ruining it, or worse, realizing that I'm not the person he deserves. Danny leans a bit closer to the bar, resting her elbows on the surface. Hey, don't take it too much to heart. You don't have to feel much pressure right now. The world isn't going to end if you don't make a decision today. I'm just saying it wouldn't be a bad idea to give each other a chance. Sometimes the best things happen when we stop overanalyzing everything. It might work if you both still set your minds to it and let things flow in their own pace. I remained silent, pressing my lips together. It was a lack of interest in Cedric, not Tyree. It was something much deeper and harder to explain with just words. It's as simple as giving it a chance. How am I supposed to be in a relationship if I don't even know who I am half the time? I'm terrified by the idea of not being enough for someone like him. I feel like I'm a puzzle that's missing pieces. Danny taps on the bar a couple of times to get my attention again. Well, enough sentimental talk for now. I'm done organizing everything here. I'm going to clean the kitchen and prep the area so we can start in Madison's cake. Don't move from there, okay? I need your baker hands so it doesn't end up in a culinary disaster. Then he winks at me and disappeared through the door, leading to the back of the cafe. I was left alone at the counter. Without much thought, I let my weight fall forward, rest my hand on my crossed arms. I squeezed my eyes shut and let out sigh. What am I supposed to do? Only a few minutes passed before a sharp tinkle of a bell above the door rang out. I stepped slowly, ready to mention that the cafe wouldn't be open today. However, the words got stuck in my throat. The world is truly a very small place. Oh, it's him again. He was the same guy I had bumped into this morning. The same one who's seeing me running like a madwoman and stumbling in the most pathetic way possible. That was without doubt the cherry on top. Oh, do you work here? I nodded, unable to commit a coherent sentence. I see. Do you think you could help me? Attend. Yes, sure. I made a superhuman effort to put my embarrassment aside and walk with a firm step until I was behind the counter. Technically, we aren't open today, but I suppose I can make an exception. What would you like to order? Great. How professional that sounds. He takes the time examining the menu. A black coffee. Yes, of course. I focus on punching in or trying to ignore the fact that it was just a few hours ago that I had him under me on the asphalt. Sounds so wrong when we put it that way. Why do I have that memory right now? My fingers press the button on the screen. I try to act normally, but his gaze is consistent presence that makes my skin crawl. In a good way. Do you remember me? What? I mean, yes. Once again, I'm sorry about this morning. And your things. He watches me in silence for a few seconds, and then he smiles. Don't worry about it. It was nothing. Besides, how I know where I can find you. Now I know where I can find you. Huh? I blinked, bewildered. It takes me a moment to process his words. Is he referring to this? To the cafe? To my presence here? Oh! It's the only thing I managed to say. Well, yeah. I've been working here for a few weeks now. My hands move with nervous agility as I prepare his coffee, trying to hide my confusion. It's a strange way of expressing himself. Maybe he's just a particular guy, or perhaps he's shy and doesn't know how to socialize. Yes, that sounds much more logical. After all, I'm also an expert at saying things out of the blue when my nerves betray me. I try not to overthink it. But while I work, a strange sensation starts to creep up my spine. I try to ignore it. It's just paranoia. Is he watching me? I don't want to seem pretentious. He's right in front of me. It's natural for his gaze to be on the counter while he waits. Even so, the tension makes my movements become a bit more rigid. I shake my head slightly to dispel the thought and finish serving the coffee. All right. I place the cup on the counter. That'll be, I look at the screen, $3.50. He nods. $3.50? That's cheap. He reaches into his pocket and leaves the money on the wood. I take the money, counting mentally before closing the register. It's cheap now. Thanks. I hand him the change along with his order. He takes the cup. I watch him walk towards one of the tables by the window. My gaze instinctively shifts towards the tables by the window. Maybe I should approach him. We have to approach him. After this morning incident, I feel like it's for the best. I take a deep breath, aiming myself with courage, and decide to approach him. When I'm close enough, I clear my throat to speak. It's so adorable. Hi. He looks up. I sigh. It's too late to back out now. Can I sit for a moment? I point to the empty chair in front of him. He watches me in silence. Then he nods. I pull the chair and take a seat. My hands rest on the wooden table, while my mind is searching for a topic of conversation that doesn't sound forced. Come on, think of something, say something, anything. Well, I think that our start was a bit chaotic. It is kind of weird to know if you don't know if it's actually him speaking. Though, I know you have this, but that'd be nice if we could have his name, or a name like a question mark because we don't know his name yet. But with Danny, we have her name. Our start was a bit chaotic. Yeah, it was. If it's okay with you, we could just start over. My name's Leslie Ravenheart. Nice to meet you, Leslie. My name's YN. Enchanted. Likewise. It's like we're in a Renaissance fair with him saying enchanted. All jokes aside, I rest my hands on the table. So, what brings you here? Just passing the time. Oh, there is. Never mind. Just passing the time. Do you work around here? No, actually, I study in the surrounding area. You study? Yes, at the university. Really? I studied there too. But that's strange. I don't recall ever seeing you. Okay, with the university, I can actually not understand this because there will be multiple people we don't see. It's normal. I'm not someone who draws attention. Among so many people, it's hard for someone to be interested in me. I just nod, letting the conversation flow. I'll be interested in you. We talk about classes, teachers, and those tedious subjects that seem to be the common language of any student. Hey, do you draw? I asked because the supplies you were carrying this morning. About that, the paint that broke in the collision. Don't worry about it, really. They were just spare materials. I have more at home. No, I'm serious. I know you said it wasn't a problem, but I feel terrible for ruining your supplies. Let me pay for it, or at least let me accompany you to the art store to replace it. You're too responsible. Do you know that? Most people would have just forgotten about it. There's times stuff I forget, some things I won't. If your consciousness is bothering you that much, we could go to the art store together. I nodded. His fingers interlaced on the table in a shy gesture. Though I'm not very good, to be honest. I'm just a novice. Even so, it sounds interesting. Do you really think so? Of course. And someday I'd like to see what you make. Leslie remained silent. It's all drawings of us. He watches me intensely. It's almost uncomfortable. Only if you don't mind, of course. Would you really be interested? Yes, of course. If you really want to see, I could show you some drawings. Are you serious? You mean today? The guy nodded. Leslie nodded. We already know his name. Can we talk about the fact that it's like just both tickling both love interest? Right here, that's so cute. Accept the invitation. Well, suppose I have some free time this afternoon. We could meet at 3 maybe. That sounds perfect to me. We exchanged numbers at the moment. Well, holding his phone, I noticed his hands were shaking a little. He was nervous. I wouldn't be noticing that. I would notice it, but I wouldn't think it was nervousness because I shake no matter what. That made me feel strangely more comfortable, knowing that I wasn't the only one feeling out of place. That kind of noticed, I think one of my hands, I'm shaking, and I actually, when I'm hitting the ear button, that That made me feel strangely more comfortable, knowing that I wasn't the only one feeling out of place. Once he finished his coffee, he stood up and gave me one last look before walking for the door. I'll wait for your message then. Don't forget about me. Then I watched him walk away for the door. He was cute, very cute. Handsome. Maybe I needed this. A real distraction, something that forced me out of my bubble. Perhaps, after all, this unexpected meeting was the best thing that could have happened to me today. Finally, I stood up. I picked up my things, the empty plate and the half-finished cup. I took everything to the counter and returned to clean the table. Less than 2 minutes has passed since Leslie walked out of the door when I heard Danny, Danny's familiar footsteps approaching from the back hallway. Took her long enough. Danny walked up, drying her hands with a cloth and looking curiously towards the empty entrance. Did someone just come in? A while ago. I thought I heard a strange voice from the kitchen, but when I peeked out, I didn't see anyone. I'm gonna go with, say it was a customer, and not lie. Yes, it was a customer. A customer came in. He just wanted something quick. He already left. Right. As we're closing. It's a good thing you were the one who helped him. I crossed my arm to look at Danny with a teasing smile. Hey, Danny. Why did you take so long? Instead of looking like you went to clean the kitchen, it looks like you went to buy a new one from scratch. Hey, it's not my fault. I was just about to start the oven when Madison sent me a message, and well, you know how she is. So Miss Intensity with the messages, huh? You're just telling me. We were talking about the plans for tonight, and I lost track of time. But now the kitchen's spotless and ready for us to bake that cake. Get moving. I followed Danny to the back of the cafe. I'll say it looks like more of a house. All jokes aside. I went to the rack and put on my apron, trying to tie the straps in a blind knot while observing the ingredients Danny had already laid out on the table. All right, head baker, before we crack the first egg, could you tell me what flavor famous anniversary cake is going to be? Blueberry and lemon. My eyebrows arch almost instinctively. Blueberry and lemon? Wait, are you sure? Did Madison really eat that? I don't remember ever seeing her order something like that in my life. She's more into intense chocolate or caramel. Oh, Ryan, how little do you know my Maddie? She's not picky about food at all. I'm the one who prepares it for her. If I'm the one who prepares it for her, she'll probably just eat anything you prepare for her. Anyway. What's more, I'm sure that if I gave her rock decorated with cream, she would tell me it's the best thing she's ever tasted. That's not a good thing. First of all, she's just being nice, but, literally. Maybe try and make stuff she likes. She turns towards me and winking. So to answer your question, yes, she's gonna love it. I shake my head, smiling with a bit of envy for the blind faith they had in each other. It was kind of an absolute trust that made their relationship seem so solid, despite the silly arguments. Alright, let's get to work then. Well, Danny dictated orders and me trying not to cover the whole kitchen with a white cloud of flour. Finally, the cake was perfectly inside the oven. We stayed silent for a few minutes, focusing on cleaning up the mess. What? You should come with us tonight, Ryan. Huh? What are you talking about, Danny? It's your anniversary, the special day for both of you. I don't belong in the middle of a romantic dinner at all. It would be the most awkward thing in history. Well, technically, you wouldn't be the one third wheel. You wouldn't be the one third wheel, huh? Madison managed to convince Cedric to come along too. My stomach didn't flip, but I might already have someone I like. My blood pressure dropped, metaphorically speaking, in a second. Of course, he set one very specific condition. He said he would only go if you went too. Otherwise, better stay home. What? Trying to set me up on a blind date on your anniversary. Danny, why did you let him do that? Why did you plan it this way? Because you both need it, Lion. It's obvious from a mile away that you're dying to be near Char, but neither of you dares to take the first step. And Maddie and I want to celebrate, yes. But we also want to see our best friend stop running around from what she feels. It's like, what happens if I don't even actually like Cedric? He's just like a person I just passed by on the hallway, considering an anniversary favorite for us, maybe for you too. I want to know what I don't Cedric us. My mind started projecting images of dinner, Cedric sitting across from me. Our gazes awkward silence while those two show affection. God, that was a double date, wasn't it? Exactly what it was. My hands start to tremble slightly as I try to clench them against my apron. Danny, this is too much. I don't know if I can handle something like that right now. You're putting me in a situation where I don't even know how to breathe, let alone how to act in front of him on a date. Danny steps closer and places a soft hand on my shoulder. Take it easy, breathe. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. But think about it. Maybe it'll be less scary than you imagine. Mass and I will always be here for you. That will never change, but you'll never be sure of anything if you don't take a little risk. And if you, at any point during the night, feel like you're about to can't take any more. If you want to run, just give me a signal. We'll vent any excuse, a sudden headache, a home emergency, whatever. We'll leave there together, but give it a try, okay? I think Cedric is after the Avengers, but I'm gonna refuse indefinitely. I refused. Although I try to appreciate Danny's gesture, a part of me knew that something would only ruin a special night for them. And the second reason is that in reality, I don't want to go. Saying I was just going home would have made Danny insist until she convinced me. So I say the first thing that came to my mind. I already had plans with someone else. I didn't want to give any too many details. I don't know how to explain something that I don't truly understand myself. It's someone I met recently. Nothing important, really. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. I messaged Leslie, and we agreed to meet up at the university. The campus seemed like a completely different place now. We walked in silence towards the old building until we reached an old, dusty classroom. I wasn't even sure we were allowed in here, but observing the amount of materials and sketches scattered around the place, surely had already been using the place for a long time. Aren't we going to get in trouble for being in here? My eyes scanned the room, unable to hide my unease. You have nothing to worry about. I have permission to use this room. Was my worried face obvious? Maybe. Honestly, despite my doubts at first, this isn't so bad. And to think that 10 minutes ago, I believed that was the perfect setting for a kidnapping or a crime scene. No one knew I was here. It was a perfect place for him to kidnap us. God, I'm so silly. We're with a Yandere, so we're not being so silly. I need to stop watching so many movies. They're definitely rotting my brain. I shake my head to chase away those paranoid thoughts. I walk between the canvases, leaning against the walls. Actually, just being that paranoid is actually a good thing. They're beautiful, loaded with impressive technique. But so far I haven't found a single one that is finished. My eyes scan the place in silence. The panes are stacked one next to each other. There's so many things here. I turn around to look at Leslie. He has his head rested on the table. His eyes are so fixed on me, scanning me. What? Leslie doesn't answer immediately. He just smiles. It's only signals for me to sit beside him. I do. You have a lovely figure. You remind me of a Bristol the kitten. It's cute. My cheeks flush. It's like, ah. Tell me more. Was that a compliment? Oh, I think it was. He said kitten. If you allow me, I'd like to draw you. Proposals catch me completely off guard. I don't say anything, but I end up nodding slowly, accepting. Leslie gets comfortable in front of me. He opens his sketchbook, then he starts to draw. His eyes travel from a page from my face, again and again. I need to find out what it actually says. Google, our friend. Why do you want to draw me? There's nothing special about me. Surely you've seen much more interesting people in the university. And we barely know each other. We barely know each other, you say. I feel like I've known you for a long time because you've been stalking us. What? It's just figure of speech, of course. Okay, I'm making sure. Why do you want to draw me? How long have you been drawing? Since I was a child. There was something special back then. Someone who loved watching them. Or that you loved watching. And that person's no longer here. They left long ago. You know? Sometimes people leave when they need you the most. You need them the most. I tried to portray her image over and over, or at least portray how I remembered her. But so many years have passed. You remind me a lot of her. I suppose she would have looked exactly like you. Drawing you is like getting her back. Does it sound romantic to you? I saw, wait, did I have a notification? Oh, it's trivial unlocked. Does it seem romantic to you? Leslie fixed his gaze back to his sketchbook. He really is a very strange boy. End of demo. Thanks for playing. Okay, we'll see what happens if we accept the invitation. And in the way of Danny's insistence on my own inability to say no, ended up cornering me. I sighed, feeling my shoulders slump with a mix of realization and defeat. The rest of the afternoon passed, and almost without realizing the sun was already fading. We were already there, standing in the meeting point. Then I saw them appear in the distance. My hands clenched as I watched Madison and Cedric approach. It was like watching a movie in slow motion. My gaze drifted for a moment towards Danny. I saw her light up completely upon seeing Madison. They shared a hug, followed by a soft kiss and some sweet words. But that bubble of tenderness broke when my eyes, almost on their own volition, turned towards the guy. Oh, yep, he's one of our love interests. Cedric was already standing in front of me. And very handsome. He didn't say anything at first. He simply stood there, looking at me. Hello, Wyan. His eyes searched for mine. I had to say something, anything. Only because it's me, I'm gonna stutter and, see his reaction to that. Stutter from nerves. Hello? I cursed internally as soon as my voice cracked. The stutter gave me away completely, revealing how much it affected me to have him so close after everything. Nope. Just as normal. Cedric let out a chuckle, one that wasn't mocking. He takes a short step forward, shortening the distance between us. I'm glad you decided to come. For a moment, I thought I'll end up having dinner alone at home. I realized that he's also nervous on his own way. His fingers were playing with his pocket strap. He's avoiding prolonged eye contact. Well, Alright, enough with the greens. We're going to freeze out here. Danny interrupted us, wrapping an arm around Madison's shoulders. Madison lets out a knowing giggle. Okay, I love her design. Don't fall behind, okay? Danny, I paid a fortune for these reservations at this place, so we'll have a whole night to enjoy it properly. Before turning away, Madison gave me a quick wink. A hint so obvious that I felt my cheeks burn. Then they both moved ahead, walking a few meters in front of us while whispering. Remained walking by Cedric's side. Cedric? Can I just go with volleyball? Because apparently he does volleyball. Ask about his volleyball practice. I heard volleyball practice are being quite intense. How is your team doing? Is it, brain fart his name? The coach from, Persona 5, if he's so intense. He was known for that. How's the team doing? Why, mentioned the spot. His eyes lit up a bit. Well, we're giving it our all. The coach wants us to be in top shape for the regional tournament. I'm getting flashbacks from him on that, hearing that. Sometimes I end up so exhausted I feel like my arms are going to fall off, but it's worth it. Although sometimes I lose my focus a bit. The stands are always full of girls screaming, and it's a bit overwhelming. I prefer if there were less noise, or that just one Pacific person was there for me to show off for us. Ask about his exams. So, how did your finals go? I know you were pretty stressed with the last few assignments. Cedric let out a sigh and ran a hand through the back of his neck, tossing his hair in frustration. If I'm being honest, I think the exam paper knew more than I did. You know that sitting down to study for hours in front of a book isn't my thing. The letters start dancing and I end up staring at the wall. If it weren't for those notes you gave me the other day, I'd probably be lost right now. Don't exaggerate, Cedric. You just lack a bit of discipline. Or a teacher with a lot of patience. Like you. Ask about his vacation plans. Do you have any plans for the holidays? I imagine you'd finally be able to rest after so much studying. To be honest, I don't have anything planned. My parents want me to go visit my grandparents in the countryside, but I'm too lazy to be that far away from the city right now. I like to stay around here, maybe go to the movies, or anything simple like that, doing normal things with people who matter to me. Ask why you agreed to come. Cedric, why did you agree to come today? You know perfectly well that Maddie and Danny planned this for, well, you know. He stopped dead in his tracks, forcing me to stop walking too. I agreed because I wanted to see you, Wyan. It's that simple. Ever since that day, I feel like you've been avoiding me. Every time I try to get closer, it seems like you put up a 3-meter wall between us. Whenever I came to this day or not, I just wanted a chance to talk to you without you running away. I miss you, even when you're avoiding me. I remained silent, because I knew he was right. I had been avoiding him out of fear, out of insecurity, out of not feeling like enough. Cedric, I'm truly sorry. No, don't say anything. You don't have to give me an answer right now, YN. His gaze was understanding. He placed a hand over near mine without quite touching me. I don't want you to feel obligated to say anything just because we're here. I want to wait. I will wait until the moment comes with you when you feel comfortable and can say what you really feel, whenever that may be. I only ask one thing of you. While you make a decision, please don't push me away. Don't leave me out of your life. It's okay, I promise. I'll think about it, Cedric. And I'll make an effort to say not to run away the next time I see you in the hallway. That's enough for me for now. You have no idea what a relief that is. My knees weren't ready for their shades across campus. We laughed together. Finally reached the entrance of the place. Danny and Madison were already waiting for us at the door, exchanging knowing looks that clarified, see, it wasn't that hard. The dinner had gone better than I expected, between laughter and anecdotes. At this point, Danny and Madison stepped away to spend some time alone. I, for my part, needed some air. I headed towards a small, secluded terrace. I sat down, breathing in the fresh air, until I heard footsteps approaching. It was Cedric. He was walking a bit slower than usual. His cheeks tinged a soft red. He sat down next to me, laying out his eye as he looked at the sky and offered me a cold beer he was holding. Okay, that's probably why his face is red. So I don't actually drink, but I do want to see what happens if we accept. So accept and drink from it. Thanks. I think a drink would do me some good. I take the bottle, feeling the cold glass against my fingers. I take a long sip. Cheers to that. For surviving the exams, and for us, I guess. We sat in silence for a moment. Cedric turns towards me a little, closing the distance on the bench. This is all I want today. Just this. I looked at him in confusion. We were on a wooden bench that smelled like beer. It didn't seem like the most glamorous setting in the world. Sitting in the park in the cold, dark and the cold. You have very low standards for your desires, Cedric. He lets out a soft chuckle and shakes his head. It's not the place, silly. It's being with you. Being like this. Without you running away. To me, this is like a dream come true. For the first time I saw you on campus, you were already planning how to approach you without looking like a total idiot. I couldn't help it. A smile laughed across my face. A smile reached across my face, escaped my face. I couldn't help it, but a small laugh escaped my lips. The image of the great Cedric, the star volleyball player, acclaimed by everyone, playing failed plan to talk to a shy girl. Seems almost surreal. What's irony? The most popular guy in the facility, and the one who has a fan club at every game, was afraid to talk to me? Cedric puffed out his cheeks and huffed, making a pout that made him look terribly cute. It has nothing to do with it. It's one thing to play in front of hundreds of people, and something very different to try to say hello without getting tongue-tied. It's different when you really like someone, YN. When someone's special. Even the simple fact of thinking about the person makes you feel like a fool. It makes you blush for no reason, just to remember their voice. I was left speechless, my lips parted, but nothing came out. Never in my life had I experienced this. Cedric's words were too honest. Cedric didn't seem to notice that I'm paralyzed. Or perhaps the alcohol gave him the courage I lacked. Like, I don't think I'm paralyzed. He leaned in a little closer. I feel so comfortable with you. It's strange, you know, when I'm near you. I don't feel like I've had to pretend to be a perfect guy. I could just be me. Not even with my own family have I felt so free to be myself as I do now. Suddenly Cedric stiffened, his eyes widened. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm drunk, aren't I went too far. I said to me stupid things. Well, you shouldn't be sorry about it. No, don't say that. You didn't go too far at all. My voice is shaking a little. Honestly, I also feel very comfortable with you. And that's saying a lot. I'm a person who tends to mistrust everyone. I also respect others as get tired of me. With you, from the first day, it felt different. Talking to you doesn't feel like an effort. My head is a mess right now, Cedric. I'm going through a lot, and sometimes I feel like I'm a disaster, but I appreciate this. I appreciate you, and I'm grateful that you had courage to say all of that, even if it was with a little help from the beer. Silence envelops us again. I stand at my hands until I felt Cedric moving beside me. He didn't pull away. On the contrary, he moved close enough to me. I wish I could be that person for you, Ryan. I really do. I want you to reach a point where you trust me so much that you can also let go of everything you're carrying without fear, without thinking I'm going to judge you or see you differently. I'm clear on that. I love you, and I will wait for as long as it could take, for however as long it's necessary. Because you're worth it, Ryan. You're definitely worth it. In an instant, the distance between us simply disappeared. He leaned forward, and I, without really knowing why, ended up doing it too. I could feel his breath mixing with mine in a soft scent that surrounded him. Is it really worth continuing to ignore this? Is it worth continuing to live in the constant self-loathing? Fleeing from a hand that only wants to hold me? Maybe, for once in my life, I should stop being my own worst enemy. End of demo. Thanks for playing. And that's the end of the demo. The other thing on the demo that's right here is apparently a event where you celebrate his birthday. But for the main game, the demo's ended. So if you like my content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, comment down below, and liking the video. See you guys next time.